Greetings, YouTube, and welcome to the Blue Corner and to a Cardfight Vanguard card discussion. And in particular, I want to take a moment to talk about the recent triple R for Granblue that's been spoiled out of the new booster set, Roomy Labyrinth, and that is Diabolist of Corpse, Negrosonger. This card is subtly really good, and it'll take a while for people to catch on as to just how strong this card is, but as it is, this card is pretty much a 2 to 4 of staple in the Granblue deck moving forward, as he is usable in just about any Granblue variation, and he A, boots out quite a few cards from the extra deck, and B, he is just an overall well-rounded card. So his skill is Counterblast 1, Persona Flip, discard a card. At the end of the battle, he attacks. You may pay the cost if you do. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck and place up to one of those cards to the drop zone. Shuffle the deck, and then choose a card from the drop zone. Call it to rearguard, and for each face-up card in your G zone, the called unit gets 5,000 power. So it's a pretty simple skill, and oddly enough, it's almost card for card the same as Heavenly Law Gurguit, who's a 4 right now in Gurguit decks. His effect is Counterblast 1, discard a card, Persona Flip, and you get the new skill of Unite. When he attacks, look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, call a card from among them, shuffle your deck, and your units get power plus 2,000 for each fake Gurguit in your G zone. So it's a very, very similar effect. It's just that instead of buffing your full board for each face-up card in your G zone, Diabolist of Corpse Negrosonger just buffs your 1 unit for every face-up card in your G zone, but the buffs are even bigger. Like, assuming you first stride Go Watch, and then you go into this, that's already 3 face-up cards in G zone, meaning your called unit gets power plus 15,000. Now, for a Negro Lazy, that's going to put you at 26. You can then call, a Negro Rook to the side, that's 16. You can do some pretty neat combos with this guy. Hell, just a simple hand of, you have King Serpent in the drop zone, a Negro Rook in the drop zone, and a Negro Bone on field. You can stride into this guy, Night Rose's skill, Counterblast 1, call King Serpent to rearguard circle in front of the Bone, Countercharge 1, Soul Charge 1, Battle Phase, swing with your column for 17, Counterblast 1 with Bone, sack the Serpent, call Rook, Hollow Rook, swing with the Vanguard, check 3, and then use his skill, discard one of those 3 cards, call the Serpent back. Serpent gets plus 5, Countercharge 1, Soul Charge 1, and then swing for 13, swing for 16. So you got 3 rearguard attacks off for effectively 1 counterblast, because even though you used 3 counterblasts, you took back 2 of those with King Serpent, and you soul charged 2. That's cool. That is actually kind of relevant because Starlight Night Rose and the Night Rose G Guardian are both going to use Soul, so that's a nice thing. And as far as the discard cost goes, it doesn't matter. We're talking about Granblue here. Generally speaking, they almost never called cards down from their hand to the board unless it's their crits, and in that case, they replace themselves. This is not a clan that's going to be short on hand. It builds up hand, if anything. So being able to discard 1 card for this card's cost is not an issue. Hell, it was at the point where we were already running Algleam and Screw You just to get cards into the drop zone, in addition to just being good G Guardians. And if anything, Screw You is going to get the boot because Negro Mode is his name. I think that's name. The 15k one, like a free 30k shield for having 15 cards in the drop zone. Okay, yeah, why not? Let's go with that. It's just basically what you cut for this guy. I mean, Miss Phantasm, Pirate King, Night Rose is the obvious 2 cards that are going to get cut down to 2. I mean, she's going to go from 4 to 2, as this card is basically that thing, although there is still going to be those situations where Phantasm Night Rose is still the better play, as you'll just need to call the full column for a bigger power push. Never know. I wouldn't cut her out from the extra deck entirely. Bandit Rum and Obadiah, if anything, can get booted as well. And then after that, we'll have to see, as you don't really want to be giving up Blue Heart. The card's still very good. And I don't know how many, if I want to cut into Go Watch at all. If anything, this guy might serve to be that final turn push that you would have done with Go Watch to begin with. We'll see. And we also take into account that we don't know the full effect of Dragut. Although I'm going to say, if his skill is card for card the same as the anime, he's still going to be a 1 to 2 of, because Counterblast 2, discard 1, the call 2 units, and pop 2 units is really good. If people out there tell you that that card and this card are bad, then they're bad because this card is good, Dragut's going to be good, Negro mode is going to be good as well. Like the cards so far that we've seen for the Night Rose deck out of this set are all very, very good. And like the G zone is going to be pretty easy to update. The main deck will be a different issue. I don't know what I'm going to be changing in there, but I want to see more cards before I make a final decision. But at the end of the day, simply put, Diabolist of Corpse Negrosonger is a very good card. It's going to be a 2 or 4 staple in future Grand Blue decks. It's usable in anything. Night Rose can obviously abuse it very well because of the interaction she has in battle phase. But you can also splash this into Ghosties. You can splash this into Seven Seas, Cocytus, Legion. Even though I don't know why you'd play that, but like you can use it in anything, which is really, really good. Until next time, this is Boostar899, jacking out.